Something very strange happened. This was back in June when I first started doing this. I got a call from so I parked and went inside, and there's something strange about it, but I'd been out all day and night. It was late. It was about 1 o'clock, and it just, the oddness didn't register. So on the app, when you get a call, in the area where the establishment's name should be, it said send help. And when I opened it up, there was the person's name, and underneath, like again in that area, it said send help. But it didn't register. And because, you're in the big city, and sometimes, like, send help. They're trying to be cool or something. It's kind of like a joke thing. I don't know. And when we were in Brooklyn, we used to go to this music venue bar called Pete's Candy Store. There was another bar called Matchless Muffler. They just kept the name of the original establishment. So it didn't really ring odd to me. So I went inside, but the order was for one water, Evian water. And the clerk said, well, this isn't the correct price. Like, they paid $1.99 and it was $2.99 or something. I'm like, I guess I'll just pay the difference with the card that they gave me. Like, that's odd. So I went to the car, and then when I clicked on the thing to say I picked it up and I'm on my way to the person, I saw again the send help message. So I thought, this is just so weird. So I went back in the shop and I showed the clerk, and he's like, I've never seen that before. Told me to tell the other girl she has more experience with this stuff. And she's like, that's really strange. I think you should not go there and call the police. So I thought, oh, okay. So I went to the Hollywood Police Department, but this was around the protest and riot times, so everything was a little weird. And I got there, the bars were up, but I saw 2 officers in there, but I couldn't get their attention. So I thought, ugh. And the person who ordered the water was in Beverly Hills. So I called that police department, and I explained, I said, maybe this is nothing, but blah, blah, blah. And she said, oh, could you come down to the station and show us everything, and we'll figure it out from there? I said, sure. She said, when you get there, just ring the buzzer. So I got there, and I did. And a male officer said, come on to the 3rd floor or whatever. So I did, and I went to the 3rd floor, and nobody was there. I couldn't find anybody. And then someone came out, and I showed him, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. And he said, yeah, well, actually, this isn't our jurisdiction. It's the LAPD. So he went back to get me the number. In the meantime, I got a phone call that again said potential spam, but it was coming from it said Buffalo, New York, but it must have been a Postmate number. And the girl said, I shouldn't tell the story right now because I'm going to get it all mixed up. I have it written down and recorded on audio, so I should really look that over. It was so odd. Because you know what? Instead of texting her my ETA, I said, "Are you okay?" And shoot, I should come back to this later. I asked her if she was okay. And then when I was at the police station and the officer was getting me the number for the LAPD, she said, why are you asking that? And I sent her a screenshot and said, because in your message here, you said send help. So I'm at the police station, and immediately I got a phone call from Buffalo, New York. The number was coming from, but that's just one of those generated Postmate numbers, so you don't have each other's numbers, I think, unless I sent her I don't think I sent her my number. And she said, well, why are you saying that? What happened? How did that get there? And I said, oh, I don't know. Like, don't put that on me, lady. I said, I don't know how that got there, but are you okay? And then I heard a male voice in the background, and he's like, oh, geez, babe. Oh, man. Look, you deal with this. And it didn't sound threatening. It sounded like, geez. And she's like, I don't know. And she kept asking me, like, how did that get there? Like, how did you get that there? Like, I don't know what to tell you. I didn't put that in there. And so he's like, you deal with this. And I had them on speakerphone so the officer could hear. And then they start arguing, and we're just like, I eventually just hung up. And the officer gave me the number. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? And he said, give them a call. You know, you never know. Sometimes we respond to these and it's nothing, and sometimes we respond and it's something. So at least, you know, you did your due diligence, and that's all you can really do. I said, okay. And then she called back and she said, are you still bringing the water? And I said, no, I don't feel comfortable. This is a weird situation. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. And I said, by the way, it's just one single water. That's really what you wanted, a small bottle of water. And she's like, well, can you cancel so we can order another bottle of water? Like, yeah, you can cancel on your end. And she's like, And then I hear the guy in the background still. He's like, they're arguing again. It didn't sound serious. It was just like, come on, babe. This is very odd. I have no idea. So I ended up calling the number, but there was no answer, so I didn't know what to do. It was a weird time, so it was hard to reach the police. And that may have been an office kind of number, not an emergency number. So I don't know. It was just odd. Has anyone experienced something like that? I've heard about scams involving somebody purchasing one tiny item, like insignificant, like a bottle of water, but what is the scam? What did they do to you? They traffic you or something? Ooh, yikes. I don't know, but that was weird. So yeah, I just thought, I'm done. And it was 2 a.m. Like, I'm done with this. Be safe.